Yo, Dom here. I'm ranking today. Not reacting, I'm ranking. Uh, I used to be Opeth used to be my favorite band on the planet. I still love Opeth. They're one of my favorite bands. But back before they released everything after Watershed, they were my favorite band. They were god tier in my opinion. Still awesome. I still love Opeth. As this tier rank list will bear. First of all, what are we listening to in the background? Because that's something YouTubers do, right? I'm learning. I'm learning slowly, but I'm learning. I'm listening to Druid Lord in the background, the first album, Grotesque Offerings. I doubt that you can even hear it, but it is playing, and you should know that, so that you know that I'm cool. Isn't that why people display what they're listening to while making a YouTube video so that you know they're cool? I'm also wearing my Faith No More shirt, but you can't really see it that well. Again, how will you know I'm cool unless I tell you explicitly that I'm cool? Alright, enough of that. Let's go ahead and get into the Opeth ranking of the studio albums. Let's go, let's go. Orchid. Um, Not one of my favorite ones, gotta say. I don't revisit it as much as some of the others. And that's how I'm ranking this, by the way. I'm ranking this in terms of obviously preference, but how often do I listen to it? You know, I do really, really like this album. I dig Orchid. The instrumentals are top tier. The instrumentals are perfection. The album overall, it sounds a little emaciated when it comes to Opeth. They were just settling in. They weren't quite there yet. But still, it's Opeth, so I'm tempted to go with amazing here. Well, that's a bit amazing. That's a bit much. That's a bit of a hyperbole. Let's go with great. We'll say great for Orchid. I can always change these later. We'll go great with Orchid, and then we move on to Morning Rise, which was one of the first Opeth albums I was exposed to. Not the first. But I love Morning Rise. Now they're sounding like Opeth. They're doing the thing. And the songwriting is epic. The only thing that holds this album back is the production. And yeah, the drums sound weak. If they were to re-record any of their albums, it would have to be Morning Rise because the music is incredible, absolutely incredible. I mean, there weren't many bands that sounded like Opeth in 1996. I mean, this is honestly, it sounds silly to say revolutionary, but it was. They were ahead of the curve. I mean, I guess Oliver, Bird Tat, that was kind of in the same ballpark, but this is another level. But the production does hold it back. I'm gonna go fantastic. We're going to say that Morning Rise is fantastic. I think that's a compliment. Uh, in My Arms, Your Hearse. Man, I love In My Arms, Your Hearse. I think it's gonna have to be fantastic. They pared down the songwriting style. Songs got a little bit shorter, but yet retained all of the stuff that made Opeth Opeth. I love the guitar solos on this one. I mean, the Win is a killer track. I saw them play it live, actually. Very, very good. Obviously, Demon of the Fall. Um, there's a lot of good stuff here. April Ethereal is one of my favorite Opeth songs. Period. Um, we'll put it in fantastic. Yeah, I think Fantastic works for My Arms Your Hearse. Still Life. Okay. Still Life is. Man, I'm tempted to go with Perfection here. I'm not crazy about White Cluster, the last track. I don't think it's an amazing song, but the rest of it is perfection. So what do I do? It's about as close to perfection as you can get without being perfection. I'm going to say perfection for Still Life. It's unbelievably epic. Mammoth, The Moor, Godhead's Lament. I mean, come on. It's just incredible. The vocals are unbelievable. So yeah, it's got to be perfection. It builds on what My Arms Your Hearse accomplished, and just keeps going and going and going until, okay, now we're here. We're at the pinnacle, the zenith. Opeth's Blackwater Park. It was my first Opeth album. It is my favorite, and it's my favorite album of all time. Actually, this is the one. When I was first hearing, when I heard this for the first time, and I bought it blind, just because I heard they were amazing. So I bought it and listened to it, and I literally stopped what I was doing because my ears were so intoxicated. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I had to stop what I was doing and listen. That's only happened with one other album, Sound of Perseverance, if you're curious. We'll do that ranking some other time. But yeah, this album is unreal. I listened to it so much in high school. I think it was I was 17. I want to say. Yeah, this is perfection. I'm gonna go ahead and put it ahead of Still Life, and we're going to move on to Deliverance. The Deliverance was the first new Opeth album, meaning this was the first album that came out when I was a fan, and I didn't love it at first. It's a little less layered than Blackwater Park. It's a little more direct, a little more straightforward. I've grown to love it. The drumming is unreal. Martin Lopez is just unstoppable on this thing. Um, yeah, the title track is a classic now. I'm gonna go with Fantastic. Why do I have a feel like a lot of stuff is gonna be fantastic? That's okay. That's okay. I can do that. Damnation. This one is perfection. I'm gonna say Damnation is perfection. You know, and that at the time I remember thinking, well, of course it's perfection, because it's Opeth, but they've just it sounded very gimmicky at the time. You know, we're gonna do a mellow album and a heavy album, but it worked, and yeah, this is incredible. Um, Window Pane is one of my favorite songs of all time. Not just one of my favorite Opeth songs. It's one of my favorite songs. One of my favorite compositions. And the guitar solo, oh my god. The guitar solo is unreal. What am I doing here? Blackwater Park is number one. And we'll put Damnation. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I can do that. Alright. Let's move on to Ghost Reveries, which to me is the last godly Opeth album. It's incredible. I have a lot of memories attached to it. That was the tour when I saw them live. They opened with the baying of the hounds, and it was incredible. The vocals are, man, unreal. I mean, Michael's talent as a vocalist was probably at its peak here, because the singing, obviously, the clean vocals were incredible, but the death growls were so just evil sounding, and that's what you want. Um, Mm, yeah, I'm gonna go with Perfection. We're gonna say it's Perfection, and we're gonna put it just above Damnation, I think. Um, it's great. I don't think I need to say too much about it. They started to break through with that album. I remember seeing more of their stuff around. And then Watershed. And the writing was on the wall, man. You could tell they were starting to loosen their grip on death metal with this album. It's still there. The death growls are still there. It's still a metal album. Not as consistent as what we're used to, though, in my opinion. Um, mm, but is it fantastic or is it amazing? I think it's more than great. I do. Uh, there's a lot of really, really strong song. Burden is a great track. Uh, Hessian Peel. I like that one. I'm gonna put it in amazing for now. Again, I can always edit afterwards. I'm not married to any of this yet. But let's see. Okay, then we've got Heritage. Heritage sucks. It sucks. Uh, and not because it's mellow or not because it's unmetal. It's just not there. It's not very catchy. It's just weird for the sake of being weird, in my opinion. We're going with okay. We're saying that Heritage is just okay. Oddly enough, I really like Pale Communion. Uh, Pale Communion to me sounds like classic Opeth, only in prog rock form. If you look at, if you really listen to the arrangements and the playing on it, it's Opeth to the core. I'm gonna go amazing here. I don't think any of their post. Mm, well, I don't want to say that yet. Hold on. Hold on. Pause. Let's put Pale Communion under amazing, and let's move on to Sorceress, which is. I'm gonna say it's good. It's better than Heritage, but there's not a lot on Sorceress that I revisit. I really, eh. I don't have a lot of feelings for it, nor do I have a lot of feelings for Invedetta. Um, eh, it's better than Sorceress. It's not great. I'm not gonna call it great. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna move on, folks. We're just gonna move right on to the Last Will and Testament, the most recent album. The Death Growls are back, man, and it works. And man, if this album were like 20 to 30% more metal, it would be perfect. It just needs a little more oomph, but it's great though. It's fantastic. I like the. I love the second track. That's probably my favorite. I mean, they're all they're all good. I mean, I'm gonna go with yeah. I'll go with fantastic. Let's do that. Let's say it's fantastic. I don't want to put it above the other records that are in the fantastic tier, but it is fantastic, and that looks like I have ranked Opeth's discography. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Blackwater Park is definitely number one. You know what? I'm gonna change. I'm gonna put Ghost Reveries number two. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make Ghost Reveries number two. Okay, there we go. Yeah, then Still Life, then Damnation, then Morning Rise. Okay, okay. I'm happy with that. I hope you're happy with that. Send me some stuff to react to. I'll put the link down or the email address down in the description area. $1, and I'll react to anything you want me to react to. And I'll do some more ranking videos at some point. I have plenty of other videos coming, so yeah. Stay tuned and don't you dare like or subscribe.